The principal of the Isabella Morris Primary School, Sylvia Adams, says her students and staff are comfortable and have settled in at the King Garden Bay Community Center after having to relocate due to a recurring mold growth at the building housing the Isabella Morris Primary School in Carrot Bay threatened the well-being of students and staff.
We've been here since Monday, and the children have settled in well, and we are hard at work trying to make up for lost time for the last couple of days. We're doing very well. The only challenges we have are lack of communications, and right now they've come from IT to set up internet use so that we can have access to the internet to do different research and things. Teachers here use the net extensively to find worksheets and to do their PowerPoint, especially for the sciences and the social studies. So we're very happy today that they've come from IT to provide that service for us. And also the gentleman from Infinite Solutions came and brought over a photocopier, and so we have access to that again. So we are comfortable.
In a ministerial statement during the 9th sitting of the House of Assembly on May 14th, the Education Minister said an assessment of the King Garden Bay Community Center was carried out, followed by repairs, cleaning, and outfitting of the center to house the Carrot Bay School temporarily.
The most urgent need at the time, that of relocating the school, was looked at. The suggestion for splitting the school and housing the students at different locations was not one welcomed by the principal and staff, and thus the use of the King Garden Bay Community Center was considered. Following the meeting, Madam Speaker, officials from the Ministry and the Department of Education and Environmental Health visited the King Garden Bay Community Center to determine if it was a suitable place for the relocation. The building was reported to be capable of housing the entire school population, but was in need of minor repairs and cleaning. The problems and concerns identified included, but were not limited to, water damage due to a leaking roof leading to damaged ceiling tiles, general cleaning and covering of the floors on the second level. The principal was informed of the conditions of the building and was requested to conduct a walkthrough with her staff to ensure that they were comfortable and that it was suitable for housing the school. They agreed it was acceptable, and this information was sent out to inform parents of the decision.
Transportation arrangements have also been put in place to take students from Carrot Bay to King Garden Bay each day. In the meantime, Principal Adams said they hope they don't have to remain at the community center for too long, but they will stay there until the Isabella Morris Primary School in Carrot Bay is safe to return to.
We hope that work will begin soon on the old location and that we don't have to remain here too long, but we will remain until there's an all clear that no longer will we be getting sick, whether teachers or students, that will be fine to go into the new environment.
Meanwhile, the Education Minister says no funds have been budgeted for the construction of a new primary school building in Carrot Bay. Responding to questions from opposition member for District 3, Julian Fraser, on the issue of the mold growth at the Isabella Morris Primary School, Minister Walwyn said improving the physical infrastructure of schools would have been possible had the previous administration prioritized its spending.
We have a number of schools with a number of serious issues that the Ministry and Department of Education have had to move swiftly on to mitigate the inconvenience and disturbance to students, teachers, and parents during the school year. Additionally, Madam Speaker, though we have done quite a bit, there is a significant amount of work that still needs to be done on most of our schools in the territory, both primary and secondary schools. Frankly, Madam Speaker, I do believe that we should have used the opportunities years ago to improve the physical infrastructure of more of our schools. Madam Speaker, sitting as Minister, and when I reflect on our spending over the years, such as $136,626 for a 45-minute speech by Judge Mattis, that has done very little for us. $500,000 in a medical school study. $500,000 for traffic lights around the roundabout. $500,000 and climbing for a report on our education system to be done by overseas consultants, who the Auditor General in her report indicated did not have the capabilities to carry out the study. And not to forget the $6 million on the greenhouse project that has yet to produce anything. Perhaps, Madam Speaker, we could have made improvements to the infrastructure of our schools. And the cost to build a new school, Madam Speaker, I've been informed would be somewhere in the region of $2 to $4 million. I'm sure, Madam Speaker, you would agree that we could have built several schools if we had our priorities in the right order. But, Madam Speaker, the mold situation at Isabella Morris Primary School is an unfortunate situation, and one to which we continue to give urgent attention. We are looking diligently at all the options before us. However, Madam Speaker, it is important to note that there are no monies in the ministry's budget to build a new school at this time.
According to the minister, the Isabella Morris Primary School building was cleaned when the mold problem had first developed, and subsequently a company, BioSafe, was called in for further cleaning and assessments after the problem reoccurred. He said a leak in the roof of the Isabella Morris building, coupled with use of air-conditioned units, gave rise to the mold growth that affected the students and staff at the school. According to Minister Walwyn, there are serious problems with mold in a number of buildings across the territory for quite some time, and this includes the H. Lafferty Stout Community College and the Elmore Stout High School, among others. In response to another question under his portfolio, the Education Minister disclosed that a total of $1.9 million was spent on repairs and maintenance on schools by the Ministry of Education since the NDP administration took office in November 2011 to December 31, 2012. The minister was also asked to give total amounts spent on repairs and maintenance of the schools by the ministry and its Department of Education during the years 2007 to 2011 during the previous administration. The minister gave a breakdown of the amount spent each year, totaling $5.5 million over the 5 years.